All right, let's just jump right in. What if I told you that building wealth has way less to do with how hard you work and everything to do with how your brain is actually wired? Today, we're going to explore the pretty amazing science behind why some people just seem to attract abundance while others struggle. And you know what? It all starts inside the circuits of your mind.
I mean, this question really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's that feeling, that invisible wall between what you really want and what you end up getting. Well, what we're going to unpack today suggests that wall isn't out there in the world. It's actually built between your conscious desires and your subconscious programming. And the scale of this is, well, it's just staggering. Look at this number, 95%. That's the percentage of our daily behavior, our choices, our reactions, our habits that are not governed by our conscious mind at all. It's all on autopilot, run by these deep neural programs we're not even aware of most of the time.
And that brings us to what our source material calls the hard work illusion. We're all taught the same thing. Sweat equals success. But it turns out neuroscience is showing us that this might be a dangerously incomplete picture. So here's the key. Your brain's #1 job is to keep you safe and consistent with your deepest beliefs. So if you consciously work for wealth, but your subconscious is running a program that says money is scarce or rich people are greedy, you create this massive internal conflict. And the result? Self-sabotage. It's like you're in a state of neurological imprisonment, where all your hard work is just constantly being canceled out by your own mind.
So what is this invisible force that's dictating 95% of our lives? Well, there's a name for it. It's called a paradigm. So let's break down what that actually means, because it's a game changer.
Okay, think of it like this. Your paradigm is basically your brain's predictive model of the world. It's a literal wiring diagram built from all your past experiences, emotions, and everything you've ever repeated. It doesn't show you reality as it is. It filters reality to match what it expects to see. And that's why we repeat what feels familiar, even if it's not good for us.
And this example just perfectly illustrates the power of a paradigm. You've got two unbelievable intellects from the same era. Tesla, an absolute genius, dies completely broke. It seems his paradigm was that wealth was somehow a corrupting force. But then you have Edison, who commercialized everything he touched. His paradigm was that wealth amplified his work. You see? Same level of genius, totally different subconscious blueprints, and completely different financial outcomes. It's incredible.
Okay, so if we're all running on some kind of program, the big question is, can we change it? Can we update the software? And the answer from neuroscience is a huge, resounding yes. It all comes down to a concept called neuroplasticity.
Now, I want to be really clear here. This isn't just fluffy, positive thinking. This is physics. Every single thought you have is a measurable electrochemical signal zipping through your brain. When you repeat a thought, you strengthen the physical pathway for that signal. You are literally, physically rewiring the hardware of your brain with the software of your thoughts.
But here's the critical warning. Neuroplasticity doesn't care if a thought is good for you or bad for you. It's neutral. It just works. So every time you worry about bills, you are physically strengthening scarcity circuits. This totally explains why so many lottery winners end up broke again. Their bank account changed, but their internal wiring didn't. Their brain's default programming just dragged them right back to what felt familiar.
So, if we are the programmers of our own minds, what are the tools? How do we actually sit down and write the new code?
Well, according to the research, there are really two main ways to change a paradigm. One is an intense emotional shock, like a major life event or a sudden revelation. That can do it overnight, but it's totally unpredictable. The other path, the controllable one that any of us can take, is constant, spaced repetition of a new idea, especially when you load it up with emotion.
And that brings us to our first tool. When you visualize the life you want, you have to do more than just see it in your mind's eye. You have to feel it. Your subconscious mind doesn't really speak English. It speaks the language of emotion. Without that genuine feeling, affirmations are just empty words, and you're not building any new neural circuits.
And hey, this isn't some new age idea. Just look at Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate. He famously spent hours every single day in this state of mental visualization, feeling the reality of his success before it ever happened. He was basically performing targeted neuroplasticity, soaking his subconscious mind with images of wealth until his brain started to seek out and notice opportunities that matched that new vision.
The next tool is one of the most powerful ones there is, making a true committed decision.
And I'm not talking about just wishing or hoping for something. A real decision is a massive neurological event.
When you make a decision where there's no turning back, when you burn the bridges, you light up your prefrontal cortex. That's your brain's command center. It strengthens the new neural pathway you've chosen, it literally silences the old circuits of doubt, and it sends a clear memo to your entire nervous system. This is our new reality. Allocate all energy here. Think of Julius Caesar crossing the Rubicon. That decision was irreversible, and it created a powerful, inescapable command for his brain to find a way to win.
Okay, now let's look at a tool that exists outside of your own head. It's your environment, and more specifically, the people you surround yourself with.
So, your brain contains these amazing things called mirror neurons. They fire not only when you do something, but also when you watch someone else do it. This is the hard science behind that old saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You are, literally, neurologically downloading the mindsets, the beliefs, and even the limitations of those around you. So, you really want to choose your company wisely.
All right, our final tool is gratitude. But I don't want you to think of this as just some nice moral virtue. Think of it as a powerful biochemical state changer.
You see, when you genuinely feel grateful, your brain releases a cocktail of serotonin and dopamine. These neurochemicals signal safety and sufficiency to your nervous system. This immediately shifts you out of that contracted, fearful survival mode and into an open, expansive creation mode. And in that state, you're way more receptive to new ideas and opportunities.
So, let's bring it all together. The core message here is one of incredible empowerment. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the programmer of the mind that perceives those circumstances.
This quote just nails the strategy. Don't fight your old patterns. Don't wrestle with your limiting beliefs. That just gives them more energy. Instead, you focus all of your energy on building a new mental model. You rehearse your new, abundant identity so consistently that the old neural pathways they just wither away from disuse.
And that leaves us with this final, crucial question. Your mind is being programmed every single day, by the news, by your social circle, by your old habits. So you can either let that programming happen by default, or you can decide to consciously take the controls yourself. The choice, really, is yours.